I'm Bonnie Crater. I'm CEO of Full Circle Insights. Today's video is going to be how to generate a budget for your demand gen programs. Okay, the first thing you need to do when you're generating a budget is you have to get some data about what's going on with your current lead generation programs. And so let's pretend it's the end of the fiscal year and you are starting to think about next fiscal year and your budget for that at that time. So what you want to do is you want to get the information about your current performance. And here's some of the information that you need to get. And we're going to do a very simple math and a small example for a small company. So let's say when you go back and check your information inside Salesforce, you find out that your annual leads is 20,000. And the number of deals that you closed this year was 200. So the conversion rate of 20,000 to 200 is, right, 1%. Let's also say your average deal size was 50,000. So 200 deals at 50,000, that's a $10 million sales runway. Then you also want to know what percentage of what percent of leads marketing is expected to generate. And let's say this year marketing had a tough row to hoe. 100% of all the leads needed to come from marketing. And let's also say when you did some research that your average cost per lead was about $100. Okay, so now let's talk about what the plan is for next year. So the first thing you need to do is get involved in sales and find out what the sales number is for next year, because that's critical in order to figure out how many leads you're going to need to generate. So let's say the company's growing really fast and the sales target is not 10 million but 20 million this year. And let's say that you were really unsatisfied with the 1% conversion rate and you think that you can do a lot better. Let's say you can think that you can do 1.5% this year. And let's also say that the company's decided to hire a bunch of sales development reps and they're going to generate half the number of leads for the sales organization. So your number for marketing is only 50%. So only 50% of the leads are required from sales. And then let's also say the average deal size stays the same. Say it's 50,000. Okay, the first thing you have to figure out is how many deals you need in order to generate the number. So 20 million divided by 50,000 is 400. Then you want to figure out, okay, how many leads do I need to generate those 400 deals? So if you take 400 and divide it by your conversion rate, you're going to get something north of 26,000. Let's just round it to 26. But the good news is that you only have to generate half the number of leads for the sales team, so you can divide by 2. So your number for the year is 13,000. Okay, so then you want to know what's the budget that's required. Well, that's pretty simple. You have to make an assumption about cost per lead. Say it's going to be about the same as it was last year. So that means you're going to need 1.3 million in your demand gen budget to generate those leads. All right, so this is where the tricky part comes in. And this is where you need to probably need to talk to finance. Because oftentimes when you do these calculations, the budget that's required in order to generate enough leads is really, really high. And it actually doesn't fit into the company's envelope, right? The budget that the company can actually afford. So the first thing you need to do is kind of check to see if that's a realistic number. Once you get that information, and it's typically going to be too high, you're going to need to go back and make some adjustments. Adjust the percentage of leads that come from marketing. You might adjust your conversion rate. You're probably not going to be able to adjust that sales target, but you might be able to do some programs that maybe drive a higher average deal size, which means that you don't have to generate as many leads. So this is the general process that you'll need to use. Obviously, it's a little bit more complicated than we're describing in this 3-minute video. But if you want more information about how to collect all this data, you can go to our website, which is www.fullcircleinsights.com. Thanks very much for watching.